Bisshhh'ss. We have a different kind of video today. I'm going to be doing makeup, but I am doing a voiceover for this video because for the life of me, I could not get it under 40 minutes doing it with me talking. So I've prepped my under eye with this Pacifica under eye Dreamlit glow stuff, and I have on my what do I have on? Hawaiian Tropics weightless face moisturizer in SPF 30. I'm going in with my SHEIN blush in Hush Hush, and I'm using an e.l.f. stippling airbrush. And I tried to film my SHEIN video a while ago, and that's when I could not get it under 40 minutes, and I'm like, oh, forget it. I'll just do everything again and whatever. So I have a little bit better actually of a review now instead of just my first initial impressions. So the eyebrows I did do off camera, and I'm using my Benefit Gimme Brow, and you can tell how worn out it is. And this is the SHEIN liquid eyebrow pencil, and it's got it's the one that has like 3 little blades on it for you to create the hair like strokes, and I did that at the front of my eyebrow. Now I'm going in with this these didn't make very much sense, okay? This is the Soft Tan bronzer, but the contour is called Golden Sun, and it's not gold, it's like gray, where the Soft Tan is this golden color. And also, this was called the contour, and the contour shade that's more gray was called the bronzer, which you'll see me put that on right here. Or, sorry, this is still my bronzer. I put some on my forehead. And sometimes I do use primer, and it's usually the NYX Plump, the newer one. It's the Plump something with electrolytes. And I've been loving that one, but for today's video, I just did moisturizer. I didn't want to go too heavy. And let's see, right here, do you see how gray that is? And they said that on the packaging, that's supposed to be the bronzer, not the contour. So anyways, for contour, I just feel where the hole is on my cheeks. Like I feel down, and then there's like, it's like bone, and then hole where your teeth start, and that's where I put my contour. And this is so the blush, the bronzer, and this contour are all SHEIN. So that's SHEIN's product, and I just made an order recently, and I actually really like these cheek products. I find that they blend really smooth on top of makeup as well, and they don't pick anything up. And I ordered some clothes off there too, and they actually fit like true to size, so that was pretty cool too. So I don't know, check out SHEIN and see what you guys think. And the makeup is called SHEGLAM, and I've liked what I got from there so far. And the foundation, I will say, we're fixing to get there. I look like a weirdo, I know. Also, doing this video, I am looking at myself in my phone because I was using it as a mirror, so I'm sorry that I'm not making eye contact. That was my bad. You can see my little baby in the background. So for the foundation, I will say for myself, not saying this for anybody else, for myself, I got the Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation in SHEIN. They have a matte one, but I got the hydrating one. It blends better on me with a brush, or I mean with a blender, with a sponge. With a brush, it clung to my skin weird. With a beauty blender, it was very smooth and seamless. This is my concealer that I'm taking. Sorry guys, I'm a few steps ahead. My concealer is the ColourPop Hyaluronic Concealer, and I'm taking the shade Medium 83C and Fair 15W. I know warm, cool, doesn't make much sense, but this is the combo that just I found and I really like it. And my Rare Beauty concealer brush. I quite enjoy this brush. Now for my concealer, I am not blending it all the way out. I like to just blend it to the point of where I need it, and then I will let it sit on my skin without being fully blended while I do my foundation, and then I will re-blend it and get everything mixed together, if that makes sense. I find that I get the most and best coverage this way, and so that is what I do. And the Dreamlit under eye brightening stuff from Pacifica, I actually have been really liking that stuff. It it kind of makes your under eye burn / tingle just a little bit, but it really like plumps your skin and gets rid of that under eye like bag dark circle situation really good. See, the foundation comes in this little sleeve. It's nice packaging, glass bottle and everything. The pump is really good. Skinfinite, hydrating. But again, for me, it works best to apply it. Oh, this is in the shade Shell. It works best to apply it with the sponge. It's just what works best for me. I still get good coverage, but it just is a more seamless blend. And anyways, back to the under eye. The Pacifica Dreamlit Glow under eye brightening. It plumps up the under eye, and so it gets rid of, I'm not saying it like makes your under eye bags or anything disappear, but it just makes it fuller so it's not as harsh. And I love it. So I went and I just blended out my concealer just a little bit more with my sponge, and now I'm taking the other end and I'm dipping it into the foundation that I pumped out onto this little makeup palette that I also got off of SHEIN, and I love it because my hands didn't get dirty during this video because I usually use the back of my hand. And I am focusing my foundation first on the inner part of my face and my cheeks where they're really red, and around my jaw and neck, and then going over the blush, bronzer, and contour. I save that for last because most of the product from my sponge will already be kind of soaked in and or spread out on the rest of the area, and then you'll still get a little bit of coverage over your blush, bronzer, and contour, but not a crazy amount where it's just gonna make it look like you didn't do any of that work in the first place. So, and then I take a tiny amount for my chin and forehead, and I do not put foundation directly on my nose because my nose is just a weird thing for me. So I just take whatever product I have left from my cheeks, or like the sides of my face, and I'll put that on my nose instead of dipping in and going directly on my nose, because my nose is very dry. It's very finicky. I have a finicky nose. But I have been loving the underpainting. So doing the blush, contour, bronzer stuff underneath foundation. I've been loving doing that. And I really like it. I like the way it looks. And I am liking, again, this foundation with a sponge, not a brush for me. The first time I used it and tried to film this video, I used a brush and I hated it. I did not like it, and I gave it another go and used a beauty blender the next day, and I loved it, so that's the way I've been using it. And so now I am patting out my concealer one more time, making sure that there's no creasing or anything. You can see that I'm not very gentle. I'm pretty rough. So I patted that out with my sponge, and I'm taking the ColourPop No Filter Loose Setting Powder in Translucent and this Real Techniques brush. Setting brush is all it says on it. It's just a setting brush. And I am just first like patting it into the inner corner, and then I try and dust off as much product as I can too, because I don't want it to look too like dry. So I pat first, then sweep it across my under eye, and then go back to patting, and I will bring it down to the crease of my nose because I like to put my concealer, a little bit of concealer there too. And now we'll go in with my e.l.f. Bite Size in Rose Water, and the Mint Melt eyeshadow brush trio. I am only going to use 2 of the brushes today, but I'm going in with that lightest shade in the palette, and I'm going to be putting that in, focusing it in the crease of my eye, and then a little bit above the crease. This is going to be my transition shade, and then I'm also going to bring it under the eye as well. And this is in my fluffy brush. And then I'm going to only be showing you guys this eye, and then I'll be doing my other eye off camera because it just saved time. And this was the best I could do. And so I'm looking in my mirror, and then I'm looking also in my phone to see my reflection, to see, it helps. So now I'm taking this denser packed brush, smudge brush, and I'm going in the dark shade, and I'm putting that right at the like eyelash line, and then smoking it out and also bringing it into the crease. It looks like a hot mess, but the more you blend, the better it gets. And I'm just focusing that on the outer corner and smoking it out. But what was I? Oh, okay, so I'm looking in my mirror, and then I'm also looking at my phone because it's farther away. When you're doing your makeup, especially like eyes and eyebrows, it's good to like have a mirror farther away from you too to look at, so you can see really how dark it is and how like everything is going, because looking at yourself so close up and only looking at one thing, like just your eye or just your eyebrow, you can have a hard time seeing the true like color and comparison to the whole rest of your face. So that's why I look at both. And I'm just going back and forth between those 2 brushes now, because the fluffy brush had that lighter color on it, so I am going back in with that to smooth out those sides, the edges, and just blend everything as smooth as I can. And then I will also be going back after a while with my sponge and a little bit of leftover foundation on it, and cleaning that up. See right here, I'll just slightly right at that edge because I didn't like how far it went out, and it looked kind of dusty the farther it went out, and so I just kind of lightly cleaned that up a little bit. I do have some darkness on the outer part of my eyes anyways, and so on occasion when I do this, it just looks really crazy, and I forget about that, and I try and be doing eyeshadow like I shouldn't be doing it. So anyways, now I'm going to do the darker glitter on the middle part of my eye and the lighter glitter on the inner part of my eye, and I am using my finger because I like to do my glitter application of eyeshadow with my finger. It just comes out better. So I'm using my ring finger for that one, and then I'll be using my pinky for the lighter shade. And I'm just trying to get that right in that tiny little space there. And I'll be moving my finger around, just patting the two together too. And then I'm going to take, oh, well, first I'm going to do the other eye. I'm going to show you this again. So I just really just pat it on, look at it, see where I might need whatever. If I like it, then I leave it alone. Going in with the inner corner. And then I will take my fluffy brush and blend from the outer corner into the inner corner to smooth out those glitters in my crease, just in case any got there. And then if I like it, I just stop. My eyes never fully match, but that's okay. Now I am taking this Revolution highlighter Reloaded in the shade Dare to Divulge. And this has honestly been my favorite highlighter. I tend to stay away from highlighter just because I like a more dewiness anyways, and I can't ever find the right highlighter that I want that's not chunky, glittery, or anything. But this highlighter, I freaking love it. I just look where the high points of my cheeks are, where the light naturally reflects, and that's where I'm going to put the highlight. And this is just, I don't even know. It's more on the icy side, I suppose, but it's not chunky, glittery, and it doesn't emphasize any texture that I have going on. And let me tell you, I have texture. Nothing like crazy, but enough to irritate me. And this highlight is, oh my god, I love it. I love it. I think I want to get it in the gold shade because this is the more rose gold shade. But I love this highlight. And then I'm going to take the bronzer. And this is in the, oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to take some of that highlight first. Same highlight, Dare to Divulge from Revolution. And I'm like putting my pinky in it, and then I'm tapping the inner corner of my eye. So it'll get on a little bit on the upper and lower lid, and then right there in the center. And it'll just make it pop. Now I'm taking the bronzer, and this is in the shade, something Weekend. I cannot remember. More Weekend? I don't know. It'll be linked below. Everything will be linked below in the description box. But I am taking this on a Luxie brush that I got in BoxyCharm. And, sorry guys. This is the bronzer Reloaded. And, maybe it was Warm Weekend? I don't know. I'm not even going to try and think on the name. I'm going to put that on my cheeks. And then I'm going to put it on my forehead. Warm myself back up a little bit after the foundation. And these two, the highlight and the bronzer. I put the highlight on first and then the bronzer just to like maybe dull down any craziness I did with the highlight. And that's really the only reason I do that. Otherwise, you could do it the other way too. So now I'm just checking out my skin, the texture and everything, seeing how I'm liking it. I'm showing you guys. Like, you see, I have some scarring and some acne, but my skin does not look horrible, and I love it. And my under eyes, I do have creasing. Like, I have lines, and it's inevitable pretty much that your concealer isn't going to settle in those lines. But they don't look dry and cakey is the thing that I usually look for. And here I finally realized that my lighting went to crap. So I opened up my blinds and now you can see a little bit better. So I'm sorry about that throughout this video. And so now you'll see my texture in natural lighting. And this is what it looks like. And so yes, now I am taking that same ColourPop No Filter setting powder on this fluffy brush, and I'm only putting this, I'm like focusing it really around my jaw and the bottom part of my face, because I'm one of the people that I like to rest my head on my hand and all the stuff, and so that's where my makeup tends to rub off more. So I set there, and then anything left on my brush I'll rub around on the rest of my face. And after the powder, this is what my face is looking like. Still fairly decent. And then this is my Wet n Wild X Saved by the Bell collection collab Wanna Wrestle setting spray. And I like this setting spray because it does dry down, not like horribly dry, but it's still not tacky and like sticky. It dries down and you can touch your face pretty comfortably. And then I just pat that in a little bit more, especially around the edges of like the bronzer and highlight, to make sure everything is all blended and to make sure that the setting spray just gets fully absorbed into the skin. I like to do that, and it takes away any of like, if your setting spray has like a rough mister to it, rough mister, if it has a rough mist to it, you can pat away any of the like droplets of liquid that came out, and it'll just, you won't have water stains on your face. Do you guys see the difference of the curl of the lashes already? This is my Japonesque eyelash curler. It's more U-shaped than normal ones, and it does hurt the first few times you use it. Well, let me tell you. It almost made me cry the very first time. This is my Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect mascara. I am still loving the pure one, the magnetic one that I used in my last video that I did with makeup, but this is way cheaper. The pure one's like $22. This one is $4 at Ulta. So, and it's freaking amazing. I'm gonna do a shade. I'm going to do a shade by shade comparison for you. So there it is. Do you guys see the difference? Look at the lashes. I freaking love this mascara too. The pure one is very, very similar, but again, it's $22 compared to $4. The Lash Essence, this is the one I've been using for like the last week nonstop when I got back into it, and it's just been the best. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. It gives your lashes such a look. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. And that, oh, lips, I guess. We'll do lips, I suppose. So I'm going to go in with my NYX retractable lip liner in Natural. And I don't really try to overline my lips. I just go right on the outline of my lips. And doing this still makes my lips look plumper, like significantly, just going even on that outline of them. So for me, I feel like when I try and overline my lips, it gives me a crazy look. So I just stick to the natural line and curve of my lips. So I'm just gonna do this, and then I slightly fill in on my outer corners, just ever so slightly. That also helps a little bit, creating plumpness without having to overline. And then I am going to go in with this Morphe X Coca-Cola Cherry Coke Sippin' Pretty Cherry Lip Glaze. I got this at TJ Maxx. Yes, TJ Maxx. Check out TJ Maxx. So they have some high-end makeup there, like ridiculously cheap sometimes. And so that's where I got this for like $4. And that is that. That is the makeup for today. And this is the SHEIN She Glam situation. I did my bangs. I'm letting y'all see it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, bitches.